my goodness, why is it not coming? Here we go. All right, my goodness, this has been a Live with Tony that has stressed and stretched all parts of the human mind and what we needed to do to unmute, unmute the mute on the microphone. And finally, I called Patricia Pinson, and within 2 minutes, Patricia told us exactly where to go and exactly how to do it. And so if anybody needs technological help on a laptop, technical help, Patricia Pinson is the person to get to, because she just walked me through this in 2 minutes after Evelyn and I spent 45. So I am so happy to be with you for my Live with Tony. Another week has gone by, and we're in the year of 2025, just about 2 months down already, which still seems like New Year's was just around the corner. But we finally have got our plans in place to begin the work on our 26th. Yeah, 26. This still is hard for me to believe that we've done 25, and we're now doing 26 USA Memory Championships. And we have qualifying events that we'll do virtually. And now that we have our full sail date, which is where we do the actual bringing people together to compete on stage, we have that set for August 23rd at Full Sail University here in Winter Park, Florida. So that's August the 23rd. We have that date now on the calendar. Full Sail has come through. We were looking to do a date in September, recognizing that's the hurricane month here in Florida, but their studio is booked all of September and October. So we now are back into August the 23rd, so that Full Sail can accommodate the studio, which they use for the YouTube broadcast, and put the video of the championship out to the country or to the world. So now what does that mean? It means now we've got to get back to our Memory League people and Lumosity, Lumo Lab people, and we need to get dates set up for the qualifying event, which is where people can get online and compete in the Memory League games and compete for who will get to the stage, which is where we bring 12 people onto a live stage, and we ask them to be here at Winter Park, Florida, on now August the 23rd. And I think we may even beat the UCF football schedule, though I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't bank on that one just quite yet. But in any case, we now at least can begin to get out to people that are interested in competing. And the thing that's important to me is that people recognize that memory is a skill. And it's a skill that anyone can learn and practice and then compete in our virtual event to just see how their skills benchmark against other people that are interested in building their memory skills. And so we go through names and faces, and we have pictures of people, and you need to remember their names. You go through strings of numbers, and how many numbers can people remember in a 5-minute exercise. How many words can they remember? We use the loci and Roman room method for that. We have a deck of cards, how many cards can you remember in a sequence and in order. And what's our fifth event now? We have names, name, face. God, I'm trying to remember what our fifth event is. But in any case, we have 5 events that we take them through, and they then virtually will add up scores, and that brings us to the top 12 people that we invite to Winter Park, Florida, to be at Full Sail University now, August 23rd, to compete for who has got the best memory in the United States. And when I think about this, and I think of 25 years of it, now 26, I remember the first year we did it at the Park Central Hotel in New York City, up in 57th Street near Times Square. And we went into a hotel room, and we had more TV, news media, magazine people cover our very first USM Memory Championship than we had mental athletes. And we had 17 people come, a couple of students from Purdue University, some people from Puerto Rico. We had 17 people compete, and that was the first year that Tatiana Cooley walked in at the last minute and asked if she could compete. Just as we were ready to start the competition, she had heard about it on the radio, and she said, let me come and see how my memory is, and she won the event. And she actually won the competition for the first 3 years until Scott Hagwood came along from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And Scott Hagwood won for the next 4 years. And so we were off and running from the Park Central Hotel. We were able to get Con Edison host in the Thomas Edison Conference Hall up on their main building. And that was working very, very well until some changes took place at Con Edison. And the next thing we were doing was running the event up at MIT, and we found a church location in New York City, and then off we went to Florida as I moved from New York to Florida and was introduced by someone at the Jewish Community Center to students from Full Sail University and their media program, who were doing a lot of work for Disney and doing a lot of corporate work here in the Orlando area. And then we're introduced to these students who just do a phenomenal job with some terrific professors, and began to recognize how name-driven Full Sail University was for students that are in the TV, video, recording, media business. And so we did it at the Jewish Community Center in Orlando, and they brought these trucks along with all their equipment and had to set up the lights and whatever, and then the executive responsible for Full Sail's program asked if we could do it at the school, because they wouldn't have to transport the equipment. It's a regular studio room that they do for various broadcasting shows, and they teach the students exactly how to use the real equipment on real TV and radio shows. So we moved it over to their university several years ago, and they have just been fantastic. And their team there could not be more accommodating. They have got a great team of people that are tremendously supportive, and so we go off there this year on August the 23rd. We think we're on the front edge of hurricanes, so one of the things we do think about is the safety of the people that need to travel to get here. We look for the right scheduling in terms of students and people that compete, and we finally have got that settled. And so off we go with our 26th event, and as always, getting people to compete for who's got the best memory. As I've said a number of times, I can get people to get on a stage and get naked easier than I can get them to put their brains on display and demonstrate their ability to remember names, to remember what we call our Tea Party event, words to remember, and different events that we have in the competition. So with that, I'm glad we got that settled this week. The amount of work that goes into setting the event up is just mind-boggling. And having done it now for 25 years and working now to 26, I'm not sure with the team of people that volunteer and the people on my team that come to put together, I'm not sure that the audience that ever gets to see this appreciates the amount of work that goes into this. And so I have to send a big thank you out to Karen Pinson, who organizes the games, the competitions, talks to the competitors, pulls all of these various elements together. Rob Jamian from MIT's Neuroscience McGovern Brain Institute, who has been wonderfully helpful in giving us guidance on the events and how they tie back to memory and the skills of what people can learn and develop. And then, of course, the people that come and compete, which are just numerous now over the 25 years we've had. We're probably into the 1,000 mark now in terms of people that have put the courage and their brains on display to see who, in fact, has got the memory that is the model for people. And a number of our champions have actually gone out and they teach people how to improve their memory. So we're still on the drumbeat of memory's a skill. Anybody can learn how to improve the skill, given, first of all, the belief you can, the desire to learn, the willingness to practice, and finally, the use of it, the utilization of it in everyday life. So with that, it's time for the May weekend. Boy, I'm talking to people in the Northeast here in Florida. It was a high of 62, so no pool swimming this weekend for me. But my folks that I've talked to up in the Northeast during the day have told me to stop complaining. It's like 10 degrees to 20 degrees, and we're at 62. So I guess I should not complain. It's a comfortable day. As you can see, I have a little bit more of a warmer flannel shirt on today. but I'm not freezing. So with that, it's off to dinner, meet some folks, and have a good evening. We'll see you on Monday.